So, are Spanish police covering up what really happened to Jay Slater? Jay Slater's mom, Debbie, is demanding answers, and his own father said from the beginning that this whole case just stinks. So, now new updates suggest that there may have been a cover up involved in the discovery of Jay Slater. So, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and ring the bell so you can hang out with me and Miss Gabby, the best private investigator on all of YouTube. So Jay Slater's mother has issued an emotional GoFundMe update as she appeals for more donations to help fund her teenager's funeral. Jay's mom, Debbie Duncan, wrote on the official GoFundMe fundraising page, quote, "Hello everyone, thank you for all your kindness, support, and condolences in light of the tragic news that Jay's body has been found. We are overwhelmed with grief and are so grateful for your support. The wonderful team from the Netherlands have remained in Spain all week and have continued to support us since Jay was found. They are due to fly home in the coming days, and we are so appreciative of their dedication and support. We would like to thank LBT Global for their support during this impossible time. We are working with agencies to arrange Jay's repatriation to the UK, and the remaining funds, along with any future donations, will be used to help with this if needed and to pay for Jay's funeral costs back home. We want to give our boy the send-off he deserves, so please do continue to share and support our fundraiser however you can." End quote. And if you are in the position to do so, I will link the GoFundMe in the description below. Last night, Gabby found a testimony floating around from someone who lives in Tenerife. So this guy didn't show his face during the video, but did let us know who he was. So I do have his name, but I am unsure about the veracity of these claims. So please take it with a grain of salt. Essentially, this man says that Jay Slater's body was found on Saturday and authorities waited until Monday to break the news. Authorities were pointed to where Jay was located based off an anonymous tip.
On Saturday, just gone, we are talking to Coast Guard, a member of the Coast Guard supervision team for Tenerife. So like the Canary Islands have their own Coast Guard supervision teams, the Balearic Islands and so on. And we are told on Saturday that allegedly an anonymous tip-off had been received in relation to the ongoing search for the missing persons case, which is obviously Jay Slater. I don't know what form this was, whether it was a shady phone call or a letter or an email. I have no idea what format it was, received in by whoever it was received by. Now, what I do know on top of this is on Sunday, when the Euros final is on, bars, clubs, restaurants here are kicking. And I'm not just talking with locals, there's tourists, there's German tourists, UK tourists. Everybody's here. And everywhere's really busy. Now, everybody that I seem to bump into or hear the conversations on Sunday were talk of the town is they found remains in relation to this case.
Good find, Gabby. And that guy sounded really believable to me. So just to summarize, this guy says that the Coast Guard told him on Saturday that they received a tip about the location of Jay Slater's body. And then that's when the Spanish authorities cordoned off the Masca mountains on Sunday, that no public was allowed to go to those mountains. And then that's when the story broke that Jay Slater has been found on Monday. So this is really interesting and significant to me because that means police from the island of Tenerife would have been the ones to find the body, not a third party. And there's been allegations that authorities are intertwined with the dark underworld that exists on this island, because these authorities are allegedly paid off by the kingpins who operate on it and deal substances. But what's even crazier is that it was an anonymous tip that sent them to this location of the body. The tip came right before the team from the Netherlands came to search. So it's unclear if the team from the Netherlands are taking credit for finding Jay. But this has caused a great deal of conspiracies. One person writing, "I personally think Jay was put there 4 weeks and only recently been found. That's a bit odd if they found his phone in the same area but couldn't find his body. And another user writing, quote, surely if there was a tip-off given as to where Jay's body was, then there is somebody out there that knows he got there, meaning there must be more to this. End quote. And another person points out in the comments that Ayub received a call that Jay was in a ditch like the one he was found in. So people are making connections here to the hosts of the B&B that Jay was last seen at. Now, the ongoing theory by mainstream media is that Jay simply fell and that he went off course to get to the coast, since his hotel he was staying at was also on the coast. So they're saying he was trying to take the path of least resistance by going off of the highway and finding the beach so that he can just circle around, which doesn't make any sense because we've learned that that ravine that he was going through was very, very dangerous, even just to the naked eye. And we'll watch some videos shortly that shows that no sane person would even dare to attempt this. Again, many people just are not so sure about this narrative and are wondering if this narrative is trying to protect the island's tourism, which is their main industry, and hide corruption within their police force. So Spanish police have also not confirmed that a watch was ever found with Jay, and private investigator Mark Williams Thomas stands by his claims that Jay's entourage may not have been truthful in their statements to protect themselves and their shady dealings, that a Rolex watch was allegedly stolen. Jay was also scared when he left the B&B, and there are links to the criminal underworld, which is his words, not mine. So right now, Gabby has a working theory that this may have been a cover-up, and like Jay's dad said from the beginning, this whole thing stinks. And at the very least, people should be careful when visiting the island of Tenerife because it could be very corrupt. And please don't ever leave your friends behind to fend for themselves in a foreign place. There's also many people questioning how Spanish police were able to identify Jay using fingerprints if his body was out in the warm air for that long. So just according to preliminary research, I'm not a doctor, but fingerprints can only be identified 2 weeks after in warm weather. So how are they able to use his fingerprints a month later after he was out in the sun? Really doesn't make any sense to me. I personally have the opinion that Jay may have been hiding from someone or something, and this is based on Mark Williams Thomas's investigation. There's an account by Brad that Jay and him pulled up a map of where he was, but Jay didn't want to go back to the B&B. The B&B owner even said that Jay was walking fast when he left and that he was walking normally at the same time, suggesting that he wasn't on any substances and wasn't stumbling over himself like many people assumed. And now we discover that Jay was way off course. But there's people that believe that Jay may have met a more nefarious end. So thank you to 1111 True Crime for pointing towards the video posted by DownTheRapids. So the night before Jay Slater was found, there was a disturbance in the village of Masca at 2:30 a.m. in the morning. So people think that Jay may have been placed there before the search team from the Netherlands found him.
It's 2:30 in the morning and normally Masca is absolutely silent. Yeah, I've been woken up, guys. I'm not sure what's going on over there, but something has definitely disturbed the gates, which has set off all the dogs in the area.
I mean, the top comment reads, I think Jay has been placed there. That's why the goats and dogs were going crazy. Poor boy, sending all my love to all family. And this one really gave me chills. So a viral photo is going around now of just how close DownTheRapids was to discovering Jay's whereabouts. So there are conflicting reports that Jay was yards away from where his phone last pinged, while another report says that he was 20 minutes away from his last location of the phone ping. But either way, that area was intensely searched by all accounts over weeks with world-class sniffer dogs. Locals have also said that crows would tip off searchers in the area to the whereabouts of Jay, and no one dead. No one found Jay. So by all accounts, this area was combed over with a fine-tooth comb. Now there's photographic evidence of how thoroughly this area was searched, since the flowers of Jay's memorial match up perfectly to where Down the Rapids searched. And there's even video of Paul Arnott, aka Down the Rapids, scaling this exact cliff in search of Jay. So how did Paul miss Jay? Some Facebook users even think they see Jay in this footage, but this has largely been debunked. So this is the cliff, and then they paused a video of the cliff, and then they went into post-production and circled where they think they see Jay's body. The top comment writes, "Looks like a Smurf in a white coat selling sunflowers." While another writes, "A skull so clear as well." I don't know about this one, guys. So as you can see, Facebook conspiracies continue, but luckily this case has drawn attention to other missing person cases. So I would like to report that the new one everybody's talking about, British tourist Kay Hicksor, has been found alive. So there is some silver lining in all of this. But Ben Ross is still missing from Majorca, Spain. So I will link all of my sources and GoFundMes in the description below if you care to read more on these missing persons cases. And if you enjoyed this video and hanging out with me and Miss Gabby, please make sure, who's like tapped out right now, she finds filming very hard. Please make sure you subscribe by hitting my face right above Miss Gabby. And let's roll the outro. Bye, guys. Love you. See you in the next video. Talk soon. Bye.